Welcome back. All right, let's jump straight into this explainer where we are going to unpack the absolute secrets to building true confidence. We're taking a really fascinating journey today, starting right from the physical body on the outside and moving deep into the mind on the inside.
But before we get into the actual steps, ask yourself, what really makes someone truly magnetic? Like, what actually draws you to another person in a lasting way? Is it just how they look? Is it their bank account? Or is there this sort of invisible energy, a specific way they carry themselves, that inherently makes you want to trust and listen to them?
Well, to figure that out, we're mapping out an outside-in journey today. We'll be hitting 5 key areas: the perfect first impression, eyes, smiles, and hands, postures of power, the superficial attraction trap, and finally, finding true inner confidence. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the perfect first impression, where context is absolutely everything.
You know, a good first impression isn't some rigid, one-size-fits-all formula. The source material points out a great contrast here. That massive, loud, highly expressive smile you flash your childhood friends, yeah, that's probably not going to fly in a formal job interview. You don't want to get stuck in your own head overthinking whether your teeth are showing, just let it flow. But you do need to dial it back to a professional level when the situation calls for it. If you're rigidly stressing over your facial muscles, you'll completely forget to actually listen and engage.
Moving right along to Section 2, eyes, smiles, and hands. These are truly the pillars of engagement.
Okay, eye contact. We've all seen this go wrong, right? Avoiding it, like staring at the floor or constantly darting your eyes away, just screams, "I want to be anywhere but here." It shows an immediate lack of confidence. But on the flip side, locking eyes without ever blinking, please don't do that. It's absolutely terrifying. It just comes across as aggressive. Proper eye contact should be natural and expressive. It means occasionally looking away, nodding, and showing you're genuinely tuned in.
Now, the handshake. It is surprisingly simple, yet people mess it up constantly. Step 1. You need a firm grip. No limp dead fish hands, but please, don't crush their fingers either. Step 2 is just a natural, warm, verbal introduction. And Step 3, this is a hilarious observation directly from the source. Avoid that awkward overenthusiasm. Some people do these weird two-handed grips where they cover your hand like you're in the middle of a wedding ritual. Just keep it clean, firm, and professional.
We also really need to talk about fidgeting. If you're sitting in a high-stakes job interview and you're playing with your hair like you're on a date, or nervously clicking a pen, or bouncing your leg 100 miles an hour, man, that broadcasts instant insecurity to the entire room. The sources note that even awkward scratching or staring at your fingernails sends the completely wrong signal. Let your hands move naturally to emphasize your points, but otherwise, just keep them calm.
All right, on to Section 3, postures of power. Because how you sit literally speaks volumes. Just look at the stark contrast here. A defensive posture, crossing your arms, slouching, it basically puts up a giant physical shield. It tells the speaker, "I'm intimidated," or "I don't care," and it pushes them away. But a confident posture, totally different story. Just by relaxing your muscles, straightening your spine, and leaning in just a tiny bit when someone speaks, you actively pull people into the conversation. You're creating this instant, powerful connection without saying a single word.
But here's where it gets super interesting. There is a hidden biology behind this. The source emphasizes that keeping a straight spine isn't just about looking polite. It's actually an incredible physical life hack. Sitting up straight ensures proper blood circulation right up to your brain. So it literally helps your mind fire on all cylinders and stay sharp under the intense pressure of an interview. How cool is that?
And please do not forget this crucial reminder. Confidence starts in the waiting room. Seriously, don't wait until you walk through the actual door to suddenly switch on your good posture. The source material makes a great point. If you're slumped over and acting terrified in the waiting area, where CCTV might be watching anyway, you are almost certainly going to carry that exact same fear right into the meeting. Confidence is a state of being, not a light switch.
Okay, shifting gears now to Section 4, the superficial attraction trap. Let's look at the inside. We see society get so completely obsessed with temporary magnets, physical looks, expensive clothes, money, social status. But the sources highlight a profound truth here. These superficial traits only work temporarily. If someone is drawn to you solely for your bank account or your designer clothes, what happens when they actually get close? They realize there's no substance, and the second they see that empty core, the illusion shatters, and they pull away just as fast as they came. So what's the alternative? Real beauty. The source material defines this completely differently. It's not about what you're wearing, it is a state of genuine inner happiness. It creates this effortless, totally unshakable magnetic attraction. Think about it. Have you ever had a dynamic where you didn't even need to speak, you just make eye contact, and there's a deep understanding? People are naturally drawn to that inner peace so deeply that they just never want to leave.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, Finding True Inner Confidence. At the end of the day, it all boils down to where you get your energy. Look at external sources, depending on other people, chasing money, needing validation. Relying on those is literally like driving on a fuel tank that is guaranteed to run dry. They're totally out of your control, and when they fail, you're left frustrated and insecure. But internal sources, that's your own perspective. It is an infinite supply of happiness. And the absolute best part is that it is 100% in your control.
So I really want you to ask yourself, are you looking at the world through a beautiful lens? Because you have total control over this. You can tap into that internal source of happiness just by shifting how you choose to see the world around you. If you sit around waiting for the outside world to be absolutely perfect before you allow yourself to be happy, well, you're going to be waiting forever.
I want to leave you with this absolutely beautiful, powerful quote straight from the source. If your vision is beautiful, you'll see a lotus even in the mud. True magnetism and real confidence aren't about aggressively bending the world to suit you or faking a smile to land a job. It's about cultivating an inner joy so strong and a perspective so grounded that you see the beauty in literally everything. Once you do that, your body language naturally follows, and your magnetism becomes totally undeniable. So, what lens will you choose to look through today?